Today we're going to make Riverstone's take on chicken Caesar salad, an absolute classic, but this is our little twist on it. We're going to use cavolo nero, sourdough croutons, lots of parmesan, and make sure we pump it up with anchovies. Absolutely divine with a soft poached egg. It's almost a perfect meal. So you're going to need a nice little loaf of sourdough, and I'm going to put it on the cut side down like that. And that is just going to help me cut through it nice and easy. If you don't have sourdough, you can use ciabatta or a nice crusty loaf. It needs to be stale, otherwise your loaf just is like a big sponge. So this one is actually just come out of the freezer, like it's an older loaf, and we freeze all our loaves. Sometimes you can use a bread knife, but when it is stale or a little bit frozen still from the freezer, you can use a little sharp knife like this. So I'm just looking for nice thin slices, as thin as you can get them. I mean, look at the holes in that. That is just going to be fun. That should be ample. Just going to spread it out on a tray. Just a nice single layer. And look at that, we're looking pretty good there. Here's our beautiful croutons, all ready to go. Just a wee lick of olive oil. And I'm just going to bang them into an oven. About 180 degrees is fine. So it'll probably take about 3 to 5 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. As soon as it's nice and golden brown all over, they'll be ready to go. Okay, croutons are in. I've got a little pot of water on the go. Nice, fresh, free-range eggs every time, and a big pot of water with just a lick of vinegar. Just gonna pop that in. You can just use white vinegar. I'm just gonna use a wee bit of cider vinegar, just a wee splash. Water's on the go. Just ticking over a nice wee simmer, so when I'm ready to poach my eggs, I'm not waiting around. Croutons are in, and my chicken's already cooked. Now this chicken is rested nicely. It's had about 10 minutes, which is perfect. One of the reasons why you want to cook your chicken beforehand is then you can slice it really nice and thinly. I find that chicken that's just come out of the oven and just rested, you can't slice it up quite as finely. And in a salad, I kind of want chicken to be everywhere. And I find when you can cut chicken nice and fine, it just feels like it's gone way further. I'm only 2/3 of the way through the first breast, and you can see that is a lot of chicken. See that this chicken, the skin is beautifully rendered down, and we'll show you how to do that in another video on how to make the perfect quick roast chicken. So check out that video. All right, look at that, a mountain of chicken. That is going to be fantastic. And because we cooked it beforehand, it's going to take all the pressure out of it. Quickly go check the croutons. Okay, so they're just starting to crisp up now. Still need a bit more work. So a couple more minutes. Okay, croutons, water, chicken. Next we're going to sort out our dressing. So I've got half a cup of aioli. We're going to pump that up with a bit of extra garlic, 2 cloves. Just going to cut that as fine as I can, one way. And then I'll just give it a quick cross hatch. So I'm just pressing down with the tip of the knife. I'll actually put a little bit of sea salt with it. You can hear that salt and garlic crushing together. That's just nice and crushed, so you don't get big chunks. Into the aioli. Now we've got our anchovies. So these are just 5 tinned anchovies. They're not particularly big, so just gonna quickly give a quick chop. Now if you really love anchovies, you could obviously increase them. Just a quick cross hatch and into the aioli. Now, you don't have to, but I'm going to put a little bit of parmesan in here. And just mix that all together. Okay, we'll just set this to one side. Here we go. Cavolo nero. This is off the cavolo nero plant, and cavolo nero is, if you're not familiar with it, it is a kale. It's like a Italian black Tuscan style kale, and it grows in big long central leaves. A little bit like a Brussels sprout. They just send out lots of different shoots, and you just pluck those off, and you just strip you take the stem out of the middle, and you're left with these gorgeous big leaves. This is roughly 12 leaves worth. It's spring here, so we've got smaller leaves. Now we're just going to rough chop this. And you'll notice that we're actually putting this in raw. There she goes. Okay, now I've got my salad leaves. This is the minuta, and not too much. It's really easy to get carried away, and if you add too much of everything, you can end up with a massive, massive salad. So just a little half a cup of minuta, a little half a cup of mustard cress, tiny bit of mabuna, and here's my little bit of green cabbage, just for a bit of crunch, for a bit of pop. Got half a wee cup of parsley. Just got a few chives here. There's two things we can do with the chives. We can just go into battens, or of course you can just do the more traditional. Okay, this is our salad. It's looking pretty good. A little bit of red onion. Just going to take the end off, and I'm just going to shave a little bit of this. We want to make sure it's super fine, so it's not chunky. So there's a little button on the back. Just about a quarter of an onion. And even though I cut onions all the time, it's really hard to get an onion that fine. Okay, so this is our salad ready to roll. We can get our chicken and just add that into the top. So you can see that's a lot of chicken. So this is quite a healthy salad. Gonna add a bit more of our parmesan. And now we're just gonna wait just for a minute for those croutons to come out. And there they go, look at that. Not too dark, even the light ones are nice and crisp. And as they cool down, they'll just get even crisper. Just bring this up to a simmer, ready to go. And now we're gonna pop our eggs in. The egg looks amazing. So these are beautiful organic eggs we get from a local farmer, and they really do make a difference. We're using beautiful organic chicken, beautiful free-range organic eggs, and lots of greens from our garden, so how can we go wrong? These eggs are coming up already. Some people will swirl the water around to create a bit of a whirlpool to get the nice teardrops. I'm getting them here already because they've just gone into the water and there's enough room for the tail to come up. Gonna need a plate ready to go. Eggs will be just 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, they're getting pretty close, so we can mix our salad now. Now, the tricky part with a big salad like this is to give it a bit of a mix. So get in underneath it and stir it through. Make sure you're gonna just sneak in there with my hands on one side just to really help this. You want the mayonnaise and everything to be just lovely and mixed through nicely. You can see the lovely colors we've got in there. Lots of different textures, but the cavolo is gonna give it the real guts. Croutons. Just going to chuck a few of those in there. Leave a few for on top. Oh, listen to that. That is good times right there. The eggs look ready to roll. Look at those eggs, they are just absolutely perfect. So soft. Just gonna curl those out. And you might have noticed that I actually turned the water off, just a minute out. So beautiful. And look at those teardrops. Fantastic. Right, here we go. There's gonna be plenty for everyone. This is going to be a real meal. Okay. Bring that in there. Just use a little spoon. Pick this up. It's still lovely and warm. If you've taken a couple of minutes, you can simply just put these eggs back in with 30 seconds into the same water, just to bring them back up. Over top. Wow. Now we can just put a little bit of extra parmesan on top, a little lick of olive oil, a cracker pepper. Riverstone's take on the classic Caesar salad, cavolo nero, sourdough croutons, parmesan, and the most gorgeous poached egg you could ever have. That is a meal. That is incredible. Enjoy.